Hello. It's been a little while since I've done one of these update videos. I actually don't remember if I did one last week. I aim to do these weekly on the weekends. Just like short update. And actually, get some stuff done here, but I actually haven't really been touching this project much because I've gone back to work now, and also I just haven't really been able to, I don't know, motivate myself to work on this that much. So yeah, it's what did I do last time? I don't know. I added a bunch of sums here. So that's this is done now. I also changed this so it takes a string and checks if it's the same length as the ID length that I specified earlier. So that's doing its thing now. I think here I want to return an option instead, so I just threw in this little question mark here to unwrap this thing in case it's a none, and then return it. Because I think the moment we get something that isn't valid, we're getting out of here. And then I just do the call for the dot get thing. Then I get a string. How does this work again? Right, and then we hash that string here to get the int seed. I'm tempted to change this so that it's slightly different. Yeah, I'm kind of tempted to make sure that I can't pass this string into here. This raw string, because this raw string shouldn't exist. Like, I want it to be wrapped in this thing. So how am I gonna do this? What I'm thinking is, instead of taking just any t, I might want to actually just use seed ID directly, and then do a derive for hash. It's kind of tempting, because I don't want to be able to pass in something here that has the potential to, well, be a mismatch. Yeah, so this is where things kind of get a little bit tricky when it comes to like trying to remove invalid states, and I'm not really sure if this is the best approach. Especially because then I'm making this less generic too, which is arguably worse. On the other hand, what I could do is I could make it so that this hash seed ID thing is private to this guy, and so only he can call it. So if I create one of these, it'll call that, and then it'll generate the int seed as well. That's tempting. I think I might just do that. Mostly because I do need the int seed somewhere. And that seems like the safest way to do this. Yeah, I don't really have any other ideas right now. So I guess if I am able to create this thing, well, then I could just pass it in somewhere else. I don't think it matters that much. Because then I can just like take the seed, or like the string out of that, and then do something with it. Yeah, that might be what I actually want to do. This is really tricky. I think the thing here is, I guess, int seed. The int seed that's being created, I guess, technically giving the wrong kind of string here. is invalid state. Yeah, I'm not really sure how I should be thinking about this. That's kind of the general line of logic I want to go with, though. So yeah, okay. That's, I think, what I'm going to do. This will be like a special smart constructor for int seed. That seems to make the most sense to me. So I guess int seed also probably should have its own module. I don't know how I feel about this whole like submodule thing. I don't know if I should be breaking it up into as many submodules as I am, but I also don't really want code to like intermingle and be able to reach into other like classes, or not classes, but I don't want like int seed to be able to reach into seed ID and stuff like that. I just feel like that's a bad idea. It could be wrong, but that's just my opinion. I guess there aren't really any like wrong choices, but there are choices that might lead to worse designs overall. I just can't really see a case where that would actually be problematic, which is why I think this is okay. I'm going for it. So let's just do something like this. Wow. Me just not even thinking about this anymore. Yeah, this definitely belongs in here, I think. And instead of taking this, well, maybe we can leave that as is. What I could do is also give this a new, yeah, like this. So this will be private to this guy. This will be public. And the constructor is going to be so smart that it's actually going to do the hash and everything. Okay, maybe that constructor might be a little bit too smart, but that's the best solution I can come up with right now. Yeah. I feel like this might be some kind of like break in inversion of control, but oh well. I've made my choice. So I need to use super seed ID. Yeah, that makes sense. This will take a seed ID. Now we return an int seed. Actually, should I take a reference to the seed ID? I want to take a reference. Does that make a lot of sense? I kind of feel like it does. Let's try taking a reference to seed ID and see how far that goes. We're going to return an int seed though. Or an option int seed? No, I think this is a constructor that does stuff. It's not really a smart constructor in this kind of sense. This one's just gonna call hash. Oh yeah, we're gonna want to. Oh yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter, does it? I can do this hash seed ID and then give it. What are you complaining about? And give it seed ID dot get. Oh, this wants to move the value. I can't do that. Yeah, that's gonna move it. It's not gonna let me just like borrow it. So I guess instead of taking ownership of this. Well, actually, what I could do is I could take ownership of the seed ID and then return the seed ID with the int seed. That would work. Yeah. Get hashed seed. That might work a little bit better. Then I can instead do something like this. I could like clone it and then return it. I don't know. And then return that with ID. Oh wait, no, I can't return that with ID. I need to, well, oh, then I have to reconstruct it, don't I? Oh. That is not so good. That is certainly not what I want. Is there a way I can, like, clone this thing and, like, not move the seed ID? Or, like, I don't know, but I want to get a seed ID so I know that it's not, you know, just a raw string. I'm starting to realize that move semantics here are kind of causing some issues. I could get a reference. I could change this to return, like, a reference or something. Or give a second, like, get shared reference or whatever. Should I do that? I think that might make more sense. Get ref. And then we return. Or maybe I can return like a cloned string. No, I only borrow self. I think that would make sense. If I clone the string, or get cloned. Yeah, okay, how about that? Get clone. And then I don't have to do this here. I can still get it as a reference. And I still have the seed ID, so I can still return that. Yeah, that works. I could just borrow the seed ID as well, instead of passing it in and then returning it. Then I wouldn't have to, like, move it or anything. Tempting, actually. I think that might actually be the smarter choice here. Just do that, and then return this. This will just call cid.getClone, and then I only have to return this, which is a lot nicer. Yeah, there we go. So I'll just call seedid.getClone, and then as ref that. Now that reduces nicely to one line. And, oh, this needs to use hash, doesn't it? Okay. Use, what is it, standard hash. And hasher? Default hasher? Yeah, I need all this stuff, don't I? I think that I need the stuff in there, not out here. I need it in here. Not here, down here. Alright. So that should stop complaining soon. I hope. Yeah, then I don't have to change anything here. I can just do this. Get an int seed. Yeah, that seems pretty good. That actually seems really nice. Alright, now I can get rid of, well, I need to do a pub use of that as well now, so we'll just pub use self, what was it, int seed, there we go. Yeah, so now we have a representation of a seed as both of these things, a product of those two. And yeah, they should always be valid. There shouldn't ever be an int seed that isn't based off of some seed ID, and we should never have any such. Oh, hang on, let's get rid of you. I don't want to be able to just get that and replace it with whatever. That would be bad. We'll give a public. Did I make that public? Okay, good. We'll make a getter here as well. I can already tell, like, most game developers will be like, this is overkill, but I'm giving this a try. You can't knock it until you tried it, okay? So that's the rule of cool that I just made up. At least I don't like to knock things until, you know, I have at least a pretty good idea of what they're about and what they're like. And I think the only real way to understand what something is like at a in-depth level is to actually try it. So I just want to, you know, give it a shot, because that's how these kinds of things go. Yeah, okay. I'm feeling fairly confident about this now. Like, I can at least ensure that everything will be type safe, okay? If nothing else. Oh, I'll take this. So I wasn't able to call that because int seed. I need to call that particular method get hashed seed. Okay. And I give it the seed ID. Now, unfortunately, this is a string right here. And I want the actual seed ID. So in order to do that, I need to actually create a seed ID. Right. I don't think I can chain this. No, I can't, because I need to wrap it instead. Okay, fair enough. We will not chain that. Okay, let's call this ID string. And then we'll call seed ID seed ID new ID string. Oh, actually, that's only going to give us an option. So we're going to have to question mark that, and then this one will get the seed ID, or at least a reference to it. So a reference to the seed ID. That'll return not an option, and then there we go. Now we can just construct this as follows. And that should be good enough. Oh, expected option seed, found seed. Ew. Right. So this will be a sum. I am kind of abusing the question mark here a lot, but hey, Rust offers the question mark. So I'm going to use it. I mean, we don't have actual monad comprehensions, so I mean, why not? Plus, Rust, in general, idiomatic Rust is pretty permissive when it comes to mutation, so I'm not too bothered by that. Is this something I should be worried about? Maybe. This range right here. I guess if this range gets changed to something else bad, then this will get a none. Maybe. Yeah, definitely. If this range is changed, then the valid seed character will not be valid anymore, so we'll get a none, and then everything will like explode. So I could wrap this up too, but for now I think I'm just going to leave it. I want to move on to other things. But yeah, this is probably... Well, is it? Does it really matter that much if I'm already doing the checks here? Yeah, I think at some point, there's only so much like proofing you can do to make sure that everything will be okay. And yeah, this range right here is... I think it'll be fine. I don't think it's going to be that big of a problem. We can't construct invalid seeds anymore, as far as I am concerned. This is literally zero way you can create a bad seed. So that's good. We want that. This is a bad seed, but it's not a seed ID, so it's even worse than a bad seed. I think what I was going to do was I was going to return a bad seed if I got none, and use that. So actually, maybe I don't want to... Oh yeah, that's right. I actually kind of wanted to handle it up front here instead of just doing it lazily. Instead of doing this, maybe generate a seed. Do I really want to do that? Now that I've thought about it? Because on the other hand, I could just say, oh, bad seed. Didn't get a seed. Don't know why that happened, but I just didn't get one. Yeah, I'm starting to think that maybe this is unnecessary. I can handle it somewhere else, or handle it a different way. And it's not like that's a wrong way to handle it. It's just, yeah. If that happens to be a bad seed, then at least now I know. I can just use I can just check for none. Alright, let's get rid of any places that used this method. Let's not get rid of them. Let's try and make sure that we're handling them properly. So this one... Okay, so this one we're calling .intSeed. What does .expect do? I think .expect does like an unwrap or panic kind of thing, if I'm not mistaken. I think I should probably use an expect here, because panicking is the way that you would make your tests fail. So yeah, here's a good place to panic. Oh, and then I create a seed from U64 using the int seed. I see. Now that I'm looking at this, I'm not sure if I want to be able to construct a bad RNG either. Because now I have this standard RNG, but I want to make sure that it's always like a seeded RNG. It's not like some other kind of RNG. Yeah, I don't know. I want to make sure that the only valid RNGs are ones that can be created from like a seed that I generated, or a seed that the user input. And actually thinking about it, the user input method of creating a seed, I can definitely... I'm pretty sure I'll be able to enforce that now too, because yeah, I can take a string from the user input, feed it into seed ID new, and it's a smart constructor, so now it'll ensure that the user entered a valid seed. And so then I can check if it was invalid or not, and handle the case however. So that actually does work pretty nicely. I'm very happy with that change. Same with the int seed, I guess, although the int seed has to come from the seed ID. So I feel like these pretty much are always going to be, or you're never going to be creating an int seed yourself. I feel like the int seed is always just going to be used here. Or at least this constructor is only going to be used in this module. But it isn't like it'll be bad if it's exposed outside of this, because it has to take a reference to a seed ID anyway. So actually that's fine too. Is this a warning? Predicate unnecessary. Oh no, I'm doing that thing again where I'm like, yeah, I've been coding in language X for a while. Let me just use the syntax from that language in another language. So dumb. I wish I could stop doing that, but it's really hard, and then I have to rely on the IDE to warn me about this kind of thing. Ugh. Such a scrubby thing to do. I don't know why I find that so disgusting, but it's just... It bothers me that I just keep doing that, and I feel like I never learn. You know? You ever feel like you just keep making the same mistakes over and over again? It's really frustrating. This RNG, I probably should do something about this RNG. I'm not going to do it right now, though. We'll do it another time. Seed failed to generate. And we're gonna chain these with the object syntax here. Are you complaining about something? Oh, it's private. What? Int seed is private? Oh, that's right. I need to call .get now. There we go. Yeah, if I have an int seed, I can get the int seed value by doing a get. And there we go. Now we're okay. Now we're a-okay. I guess I should capitalize that just to be consistent. And add a period. This seems fine. So now I have an RNG, and this stuff should all compile. Let's look at, I think it was play? Was it? The play state? Yeah, I've checked out other people's projects just to see what they name their like gameplay states, and some people just call it gameplay. So I feel like play is a pretty good name, because if gameplay is a good name, then play is, you know, halfway there. IMO, you know. Oh, this expects a seed. Oh, so this one should already have a seed. Ah, okay, got it. So when you construct a play, it's supposed to already have a seed, and also I'm gonna have to refactor play and everything. I forgot about that. I think that's the next thing we're gonna have to handle immediately up front, because yeah, this is kind of ugly, and I don't want to have it all, you know, like this all over the place. It just doesn't seem like a good idea, you know? I might actually have to make more loading states as well, as I realize that between like the different menus, I'm doing similar things. I'm also doing like loading and stuff, but yeah. Also, another thing that I just feel like mentioning is that ECS kind of forces you to clean up after yourself. Like, you have to make sure you drop all the entities or delete entities and stuff yourself. So it's almost like manual memory management again. You know, doesn't really. I feel like we've sort of regressed and gone back to a completely different paradigm. I mean, I guess that technically is what ECS is. So it's almost like you're running a separate, I don't know, language in like some kind of VM. I don't know. I don't really know how to describe it, but anyway, this needs to be a get. This can stay actually, because this assumes that when we created this, it was unwrapped. Which means that every place where I call the getter, or not getter, the constructor for play, I should be doing something with that. That makes me think that I should probably handle the RNG thing sooner rather than later. Like, I should wrap the RNG in some kind of like type safe wrapper so that I don't have to use like other kinds of RNGs that I don't want, that are not type safe, or like at least they're not invalid in the context of this program. I guess that's a better way of putting it. And for some reason I am lost. Yeah, here we go. So what do we want to do if this thing decides that it's going to return an option? Because I don't have a choice here. At this level, this is kind of like the top level of our program, in a way. Is it? Well, kind of. Well, this is going to get called by something down here. Yeah, like handle event is going to call that. The handle event must return this trans, so I can't just like return an option, really. It's not really nice. I guess what I could do is do like an unwrap or else, and then return none, or whatever this state trans thing. I think that's what I'm gonna do. And honestly, this is probably not going to matter anyway, because I'm going to be moving a lot of this logic elsewhere. Unwrap or else. Unwrap or else is the good one. Yeah, you can tell, because or else is the lazy one. In this case, laziness is good, because I'm saying the word because a lot. That's bad. I should not do that. But yeah, being lazy here is nice because we don't have to run this code as soon as we enter this thing. I'm gonna return a trans none. There we go. I might want to log something here that says, oh no. Or I could just, you know, return a trans none. That works too. Oh wait, this one wants a closure, right? Yeah, how about that? Take that. It wants a thunk, pretty much. So now that we've done this, I'm going to do the same thing elsewhere in other places, and then the code should be able to compile after that. Where was it? Here, yeah, play, click on this. Yeah, it's like when I'm in Visual Studio these days, I always like control click and I'm like, yeah, that'll bring me straight to the definition. But then I'm like, wait, it didn't. And then I remember that that's an IntelliJ shortcut, and then I go, ah, crap. I like how like it immediately expects me to use unwrap or else and suggests that first. It's like it knows what I want to do. You can read my intentions. What do you mean this function takes one parameter? There we go. Yeah. Rust compilation times are pretty slow, I have to say. I mean, I'm not really sure if it's slower than Scala's compilation times, because I've worked with Scala projects that compiled pretty darn slow, but like this IDE experience, it feels a lot. It reminds me a lot of Scala. I'm not sure if it's worse. I want to say it is actually a little bit worse. Oh yeah, this stuff about progress. That's bad. Also this handle event thing, yeah, that's also bad. I haven't put enough thought into a lot of things. I still don't understand, like, why they use systems to handle events sometimes, and sometimes they just don't. Like, is there a difference? Is it gonna make a difference? Because if it makes a difference, I don't really know what that difference is. I don't really know if it's going to have any significant impact on my project whatsoever. Like, thinking about it. Is there a third place where I construct a play? I don't know. No, it looks like there's only just 2 places. So if I run the filler test again, it should pass. Nothing crazy should happen. If something crazy does happen, then I did a dumb. What else? There was I saw some discussion on the Rust subreddit about like churn in the ecosystem and yeah, again, and how that affects projects. And some people are suggesting that, you know, even though a lot of stuff is like 0 point whatever, maybe you should just try, you know, not upgrading, so that you don't have to rewrite so much of your code, and then the churn doesn't really affect you so much. And I've been thinking about that, and I might want to... Oh, type annotations needed, huh? That's... Really? Cannot infer type for T. Oh, that type inference sucks. Yeah, that's just bad type inference. Well, we'll get rid of the asref for now, but we'll just call this we'll just say string ID equals that. Give it that. Then we'll just go string. Oops. String ID. I think I could just do. Actually, I think I should asref it. That seems to be the safer choice, I think. Type annotations needed. Oh, question mark. Only using a function that returns result or option. Oh, right. This is inside of a map, and that function can't return an option. Oh, didn't think about that. That's going to be a little bit less ergonomic then, maybe. Actually, I don't think it really changes that much. Does it? Oh, wait. I need a sequence. I need like a sequence function, like what they have in Haskell. So like, you know, when you have 2 monads stacked together, like option and list, and you need, yeah, you have like an option of lists, and then you want to get like a list of options. You can like swap them around if you do that. What am I doing? Mismatch types. Part of struct randomizer seed. Oh. Right. I'm doing all sorts of bad things. Okay. I'm doing really not good things. Unused import. Really? Oh, okay. Well, if that's unused, we're getting rid of it. Progress counter. I don't really know about that one. This, I tried to address. Let me run this again and see if that one goes away at least. If I can get rid of that one, I'll be pretty happy. The rest of them I think are pretty easy to deal with. No, it still requires it? What? How about that? If I turbofish that, will it be happy? not satisfied. Oh, what? Oh. Wait, how do I turn a owned string into a borrowed string again? I completely forgot. Convert owned string to borrowed string. Yeah, stuff about cow, etc. I'm still not sure when exactly I would want to use cow. I think I did figure it out at one point. I should go back and review, just to give myself a better idea of when I should be using cow. I know it's not going to implicitly convert, I think. Is it? Is there like a... No, it shouldn't have like into or anything. I'm doing something wrong. I know I'm doing something wrong. I definitely know I'm doing something wrong. Expected... What? Really? Oh, that. Oh, I see. That's what I need to do. I'm being silly. But I also think I need to do this. Is that gonna properly borrow it? Doesn't have a size known at compile time. Oh. And then there's that problem. Maybe I can just take ownership. And then I don't have to worry about this. And then instead of doing that, I can just give it a string. This is not gonna end well, is it? No, that seems to work. That definitely seems like it'll work. Yeah, okay, there we go. We got rid of that. But I did have to change this from taking a reference to actually taking ownership, so... Pooh. Oh well. Just because we didn't know how long it was going to live. But then we didn't know how long this one was going to live, did we? I don't think so. I wonder why that was the way that it was. Yeah, I was just able to just borrow the seed ID earlier after I had created it. That's interesting. Oh, sometimes lifetimes and borrowing are confusing. They still confuse me sometimes. I don't have like the greatest grasp of it all. And yeah, this was... I kind of felt like something was off when I tried to do this. So, and yeah, it's true. It's bad. Not what I wanted to do. I think what I have to do here because this is just gonna... It's gonna give me a valid seed character. I want to collect it though. I really do. But I have to somehow get this, but then this is an option. So that's even worse. gross. Because I have a vector. Well, it's not a vector yet. It's a we're in an iterator. So this is going to be an option. I mean, we can map it to an enumerable of options. And then map the get calls. Yeah, we could do that, and then we'd have an option. We'd have a enumerable of what I originally was expecting. So I'm gonna do this. Okay. I wish you could just do this like in Scala. Like, oh yeah, so easy. Just, you know, throw in a thing. No, I can't do that. Let's call it v.get. It's a valid seed car. Yeah. Now we return an option. I want to collect this into a string though. We have an option of characters. Yeah, option character. At this point, maybe I'll comment that right here just so I can keep that in my head. It's a little bit difficult for me to think about this, so we have some kind of iterator. I was going to say enumerable, but that's very C#. And inside of that, it's going to be options of characters. And we want to collect that into this iterator. Actually, no. We want that to be an iterator of characters so that we can go to just a string with collect. Ideally, we want an option of an iterator of characters. And then we can map that with collect to get an option string. Yeah, so that's kind of what I want right now. We're close, but we're kind of stuck inside of here. So okay. Oh boy. Is there anything like that for iterator? I don't actually know. Iterator Rust. I am kind of hoping that they have this, but if they don't, then that really sucks. They don't have anything named sequence at the very least, so that's kind of poop. Could it be chain? No, that's not what I want. Oh boy, we've got problems. Alright. Fuse? No? No. I think the problem is it's specifically going to have to interact with option. There must be something I can do here, though. What's this? Fallible form of for each. What? That's not what I want. I don't know if I can do what I want. I want to do like a sequence. Scan, maybe? Scala is supposed to be like a state monad, sort of. Not really sure how that I could use that to help me, but it might be possible. Scala sequence equivalent Rust. People comparing languages and stuff, whatever. That's equivalent. I might be stuck here. Is this the same thing? From iterator. Oh, okay. Wait, you can do that? You can just like collect it into that? Because that's super crazy. Wait. Yeah, this will, if to for-ish. There's an error, right? So this will be mapped to a result. So then so this will be like an iterator over results, and then you can just collect it into a result. I want. I do want. Can I? Can I do this? Is it gonna be able to do this? I don't know if I can do that. That's pretty that seems kind of difficult. But if it can do that, that'd be fantastic. I don't seem to like this very much. Hello? You okay? What do you mean unresolved? Can I do this? Also, it's gonna complain. Found an option. Yeah. Can I actually do that? Can I do that? I want to know if I can do that. What? I can do that? No way. Let's fix these two errors first. Let's make sure that's true. I don't believe it. I don't believe anything I hear. Let's for now let's panic. I just want to verify that this thing actually does a thing that I expected it to. Seed failed to generate. We'll do the same thing at this one. Yeah, I don't want to do those panics, actually, but I'm going to do them for now. Oh, no, what? Cannot move out of borrowed content? Oh, I see. I need to do like a get cloned, don't I? Let's do that. I'll just add like a get clone, because I don't think that's that big of a deal. It's just a U64. Whatever. Get cloned, idiot. Yeah, we'll just do that. I mean, it's a U64. Come on. I mean, actually, this already has like a copy, right? So it should be fine to just do that. I'm pretty sure it already knows how. It doesn't know how to do that. Oh, because I'm still calling the other one. Duh. If I call get clone, it's not gonna move the. It's not gonna move the U64. The reason why it doesn't move the U64 is because U64 implements the copy trait. So yeah, it'll be fine. And everything seems good. So yeah, there we go. Everything is a-okay. Back to stuff working. I did add a couple of panics, so that's not really good, but we've safeified, is that even a word? We managed to make this stuff work pretty nicely. Also, this is crazy, dude. I can't believe that this actually works. This is some fancy tech right here. Because I know for a fact that if you are doing this in Haskell, you definitely have to use sequence. Or if you're doing this in Scala, anyway, you have to use sequence to like reverse the things. So that's actually really cool. I dig that. It's just a different way of solving the same problem, but yeah, I'm glad that it's at least ergonomic. So, what else? Is there anything else I want to do with this code? Or are we good? I think we are pretty good here. This actually, yeah, roughly comes back out as a monadic do if you look at it closely. Like this would be like a flat map, and then this would be like another flat map, and then this would just be like one of those like assignments, because you can have those in the middle of your 4 comprehensions in Scala, and then this would just be what's yielded. So that's really cool. I'm starting to think, like, when would I ever want to like move this? I'm not actually sure if I'd ever want to move this. But I'm gonna have the 2 anyway, just because there is like a little bit of a difference. Although I am never gonna be using this, so maybe I don't want that. That might not be true. There might be a case where there might be cases where I can use this. I think there actually is, isn't there? Pretty sure there is. Yeah, I call it here, that's right. So no, it is fine sometimes. I guess that's gonna be it for today. I don't really have anything else I want to do, like, really badly right now that I can do quickly, I think. Yeah, it's pretty much midnight now, so I should probably get going. Yeah. Alright. So we've made some of our code a little bit safer, I guess. We cannot construct invalid seeds anymore. Can still construct invalid RNGs, so I'm gonna have to do something about that, I think. But before I get on to that topic, the first thing I need to do is remove those 2 panics that I added. I added a couple panics. I don't want those panics. And then, shut up. And then, after I remove the panics, I'm going to go back to restructuring, well, not just the play state, I think, but other code, so that it actually does proper loading. Like, I have actual loading states in between things. And yeah, that should allow me to move forward with the project and do a whole bunch of other cool stuff.